Good morning, folks. Welcome to the operational briefing. For those folks in the back, please make your way forward and we'll get started. My name is Gwendolyn Ozard. I am the Planning Section Chief for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4, and we're doing the operational briefing for the sites and point fires. Before we get started, please take a moment and turn your cell phones on silent and your radios down. If you do need to take a phone call or have a side conversation, please step out of the briefing area. Please turn to page 3 of your IAP, and we're going to go over the management and control objectives. Our management objectives are to provide for emergency personnel and public safety at all times, protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, and ensure costs are aligned with mission priorities. The control objectives for the site's fire, which will be branches 5 and 7, are to keep the fire north of Old Wilbur Road, keep the fire south of the Glenn-Colusa County line, keep the fire east of the Mendocino National Forest boundary line, and keep the fire west of the Tehama-Glen Canal. Next up, current situation.
Good morning, Trevin Close, Night Ops trainee. Last night on Branch 7, the only activity was in the northern tip. There's some fire chunking down to the north, all within pre-built containment lines. The rest of the branch heading south was really quiet. Crews did a really good job of holding those lines and mopping up. Moving over to Branch 5, Mike was really quiet as well. No growth in Mike. The fire was burning down towards Juliet. It has hit the containment lines, and it is still burning down towards the containment lines in Alpha, which is Alpha Alpha. We did have a spot fire at the northern end of Juliet this morning about 1:30 in Section 21. We had 2 UAS crews with us that did a great job of helping identify that, leading in resources, and mapping it for us. That is all.
Weather.
Good morning, everybody. Mike Seaman, incident meteorologist. The main thing to get across on the weather front today is we're going to be trending a little bit warmer, and humidities are going to trend just a little bit higher, while winds remain fairly light, turning to the southeast this afternoon. This morning, we've got humidity in the 45 to 50% range across the fire area at sunrise, while temperatures are around 60 degrees. Winds are generally light from the northwest. We've got an inversion sitting over top of the fire, and as we go through the morning, that inversion is going to begin to lift by about 1100 hours. We should see that inversion rise above about 1,000 feet or so, allowing humidity to fall down to about 30%. As we get into the afternoon, 1,300 hours or so, that inversion is going to fully mix out to about 6,500 feet. That's going to allow the southeasterly winds to begin to surface. They could be gusting as high as 15 to 18 miles an hour along exposed ridge lines and wind line drainages. As that inversion lifts, we'll see humidity fall down into the 15 to 18% range, possibly a little bit lower than that. That'll be higher than we've seen the last couple of days, though, so that's good news. Temperatures today will trend just a bit upwards. We should be peaking in the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. But again, the main thing is just trending a bit warmer. Humidity will be a bit more elevated, and winds will generally be light through early afternoon and then becoming southeasterly as we get on into the mid and late afternoon hours. I'll be around after the briefing if you have any questions.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, Jonathan Pangburn, Fire Behavior Analyst with Incident Management Team 4. So we have a little bit of a change, right? We just heard about the lighter winds. However, that humidity increase is not enough to impact the probability of ignition. Still up around 100%, especially out in that really cured grass. Light, flashy fuels, very receptive fuel bed. It wants to move. The specific area is Devil's Elbow and the Grapevine Creek. So Branch 5, especially the northern portion of Branch 5, and as you push over into Branch 7 into Zulu, that far northern area near the branch break, that's an area where you might have a little bit of a wind alignment issue when it turns into that southeast flow. Otherwise, generally looking at that diurnal pattern, so just make sure that you're paying attention to that normal wind shift pattern of it's going to turn down slope on you. Thank you. Please be safe.
Safety?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Clint Hamilton, Team 4 Safety Officer. Communications out there can be a little bit challenging, so please make sure you guys are following the comm plan, brief to it with your staff, and then make sure your guys' radios are programmed here at base. Don't just rely on what you guys have had done over the last year or so. We've been ramped up here for about the last week or so, starting to run a lot more activity, a lot more fires. Please make sure that you guys are taking time to really monitor your crews, focus on what's going on, what the operational tempo is, take breaks when you can, stay hydrated, and really, you guys, I can't stress it enough. It's the beginning of the season, so please make sure that you guys are taking care of your folks so we can keep moving through this thing and hopefully have no issues for the remaining part of the incident. Thank you.
Division assignments and roll call.
Morning, Mark Thomas, IMT4 Resources. For Branch 5 Division assignments and roll call, Branch 5, Jake Cowan. Here. Trainee Ryan Kenyon. Here. For Division Alpha Alpha, Robert Peterson. Here. Trainee Chad Benson. Here. For Division Delta Delta, Jason Schofield. Here. Trainee Sarah Colomer. Here. For Division Juliet Juliet, Mike Watner. Here. Trainee Mike Hildebrandt. Here. And for Division Mike, Seth Pendell. Here. And trainee Joel McGaffey.
Okay, good morning, Kent Cunningham, Day Operations, CAL FIRE IMT4. So we had a great day yesterday, taking advantage of all the hard work the local unit did. We need to keep that momentum today. So Jake, as we discussed, the priority divisions today are going to be Alpha Alpha and Delta Delta. We need to get that catcher's mitt put in there on Alpha Alpha and continue to let the fire work its way down to Grapevine Creek. Just moving in there, we've put a lot of work in there, and that is going to be our primary line, so we need to work hard to hold that.
For Branch 7, roll call and assignments. Branch 7, Steve Chapman. Here. Trainee Shane Frederick. Here. For Division Romeo, Josh Lau. Here. Trainee Nick Upton. Here. For Division Zulu, Kevin Ryan. Good morning. Trainee Miguel Mendez.
Here. Okay, Chappie. So on Branch 7, a lot of great work was done there on the IA. They got it all fired in, all buttoned up. The goal today is we have got to move and shake. We've got to continually, constantly drive, be hiking, be mopping up. And then we also have to figure out how to tie in that catcher's mitt off of Zulu into Alpha Alpha. That'll be your priority for today.
And Contingency Branch, Aldo Gonzalez.
Here.
And trainee Chris Aragon.
Here. Okay, so for Contingency today, up to the north there of Alpha Alpha and Zulu, we got to get some contingency line in just to be safe, and then also coming off of Alpha Alpha outside of the Grapevine Creek area. So let's grab some equipment, let's grab some crews, and let's get in there and try and get some contingency lines so that we have our pace model. Thank you.
Air operations.
Good morning, Greg Bradshaw, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 4. Today, to meet your operational needs, we are operating our rotor wing aircraft out of 7M Helibase. We have 11 Type 1, 1 Type 2, and 3 Type 3 helicopters. We have a day hoist. Boggs is our day hoist out of 7M Helibase. We have air attack and 2 tankers early up. And if you take a look at your 220 on page 23, you'll notice that we have comms for the sites and comms for the point. So make sure you're looking at the right section of comms for the sites. There is a correction on the 220. Command is not LNU East, it is Command 1. It is correct on your 205. It's just the 220 that is incorrect.
Communications.
Good morning, Joe Peterson, Communications Unit Leader. Switch to page 24, please, and on there you'll see that our command for the incident is Command 1, Tone 12 off Walker Ridge. The change from yesterday, we've added CDF TAC 14 to the plan for Division Romeo. We have cloning available at the trailer right behind us over here, and have a great day. Thank you.
Medical.
Good morning, Steve McGarry, Medical Unit Leader, CAL FIRE Team 4. So today, the medical plan is located on page 26. Some of the highlights there is that we do have Cal Matt here in camp, which is the medical assistance team. They have a physician that's here, and they're located in the 2 tents here to the right of the briefing area. MERT is also located at Canocti Camp. As far as resources, we did actually have 2 ground ambulances come in last night, and they'll be at the Leesville Fire Station. It'll be AMR 101 and 102, and they'll be available on command. Listed on there, we do have some air resources available. And in box 6 is emergency reporting procedures. So in the unlikely event, or if it does happen, please garner that information and pass it up the chain of command, and we'll get you the closest available resource. Thank you.
Information.
Lucas Spellman, Team 4, Information Officer. Please turn to page 28 in your IAP. Additional information is the lost and found will be out of the PIO trailer, so if you have anything, just stop on by. Mail service is also going to be through us, so if you need to receive or send, please come by the PIO trailer. At the bottom there, you'll see the address that you would send to have it delivered here. On page 28, the media line, it's a fill-in. It's 916-413-1046. Again, that's 916-413-1046, and that's specific to the sites fire. Today, we're at 15,565 acres at 5% contained, and total personnel is going to be 741. And if you'll switch over to page 29, acres will be 1,207 and 50% contained. And personnel on that fire is 1,120. Thank you.
Finance.
Good morning, Bill Certain, Finance Section Chief, Incident Management Team 4. Page 27 is your finance message. We'll start off with the finance shop is set up on the west side of the compound over here at the fairgrounds in the festival building. There is a shop set up at the Cloverdale Fairgrounds up there for the folks that are over there. How many people were assigned to the pilot fire that came over here to the sites fire? If you did, please visit finance so we can help you get you lined out on some incident numbers and going through the request on that. Division group soups on your shift tickets. Make sure we get the shift tickets turned in daily. And there's page 31 has the reference for the shift tickets if you need it. Any damages or injuries, please report that to finance. And remember, a supervisor needs to fill out the IAPS on that. CAL FIRE employees and hard equipment, make sure you swing by the time shop to get checked in and get your contracts going. There is no off-site feeding, and then local government personnel check in with OES so we can get you going on that. End report.
Liaison.
Good morning. David Barnett, Liaison Team 4, here at the sites fire. We also have Mitch Villalpando, who's at the point fire at Cloverdale. In both locations, we are doing a 10 o'clock cooperators meeting. Again, the cooperators meeting at the point fire will be in Cloverdale at the base there. And then here, we're going to be doing the cooperators meeting at the Atwood building, which is across from the festival hall. The closest parking is the foot entrance in overhead parking. We'll have signage there for you to guide you in any locations. But again, the closest parking will be at the foot entrance over in overhead parking to the Atwood Hall. That'll be 10 o'clock. And I'll be here at the stage for any cooperators that I haven't met. Love to meet you and thank you.
Sonoma-Lake-Napa Unit Chief.
Good morning, Mike Marcucci, Unit Chief for Sonoma-Lake-Napa and also your agency administrator. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody and thank you for being here. Just by a show of hands, who IA'd this fire here on Monday? Great. Well, thank you for your help on that day. You definitely set us up for great success. For those of you that haven't been here yet, thank you for coming. Some of you have come from other incidents and such. Couple of things just to chat about this morning. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday when I drove into base camp, we had about 4 or 5 sustained columns, and we look a lot better today. So for those that are coming off the line, they carried off of your success on Monday. So as you heard from the IMET, it's going to get pretty hot this weekend, and over 100 degrees probably for about a 4 or 5 day stretch. So what I'm asking you today is to continue that good work, and let's see what we can get done so we can try to minimize the amount of folks that we need to have out there over the weekend. And I'll look out. I'll leave you with this. I appreciate yesterday we spoke about having expectations that are realistic. We still are early in the season, and we have a lot of new folks in our agencies that are here. Please set realistic expectations for yourself and continue to look out not only for yourself but for each other so we can have a successful and safe outcome. And on behalf of the women and men of the Sonoma-Lake-Napa unit, thank you for being here, and have a safe shift. Thank you.
A couple reminders for folks. If you're an unassigned resource at the end of briefing, please meet with our resource unit leaders at the back of the briefing area at the tables over there. So if you're unassigned, you can't find yourself in the IAP, meet with our resource unit leaders at the back of the briefing area. For everyone else, please go after the briefing to your division breakouts. They're posted around the briefing area. Closing comments, Incident Commander.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Dusty Martin. I'm the Incident Commander for Team 4. I'd like to start off by thanking the folks that were out there on the IA. I know some of you got diverted from coming into other incidents and had a long, hard firefight that first day with the winds. Want to make sure that we're not getting in a lull. We do have, the winds have subsided and we're out of the red flag. But as we saw yesterday, we still have a very receptive fuel bed for fire to carry. So please keep that in mind. I'd like to make sure that you have realistic expectations. Build your plan on what you have, not what you think you can get. We still have multiple fires going on throughout the state. We are in a resource deficient environment currently, so please make sure that we have realistic expectations out there today and build your plan on what you have and not what you are going to order. Need to make sure we remain flexible. As we saw this over the weekend and the last couple of days, we've had multiple IA fires. We will support the Sonoma-Lake-Napa unit in any IA fire that comes up, so please remain flexible as we go through the day and be able to adjust as we go through. I need you all to be an ambassador for the community and for the county of Colusa. Understand that agriculture is their business out here, and we need to not take that lightly. So please pay attention, be an ambassador. If you see the folks out there, please engage with them, understand what they're what they have going on, and let's see what we can do to support them while you're out there. Need to make sure that we get a good hard day's work in today. As Chief Marcucci talked, we do have the weather event coming up in the weekend, so please get out there, get a good hard day's work through the ops' plan, and have a safe day.
All right, that will conclude our operational briefing. Please go to your division breakouts. For those of you that turn your cell phones off and your radios down, please remember to turn those back on. Thank you.